There are several changes to the docket that is now being handed to me. HB 2220 will go by for the day. And I believe I have another day that is at the end of the day on this committee, HB 2063.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I believe that there is a line amendment that staff is in possession of. This is, if this bill can become contentious, then I've really pulled a rabbit out of a hat because this is about the most simple piece of legislation of all time. Essentially,
yes, Madam Chair, members of the subcommittee.
If staff would please report the amendment.
Yes, the line amendment is on line 72, introduced after the word after, inserting notification of.
Do I hear a motion? Is there a second? Any discussion? Please proceed, and if you would now explain the bill as amended.
yes, ma'am. So Virginia Code Section 19.2-83.1 requires the report of the arrest of a school employee within 48 hours by the arresting agency to the school. I think everybody could agree that that's probably a good thing. What we're amending here is the line amendment was from within 48 hours to from within 48 hours of learning of the arrest, right? So that's keeping people from accidentally violating the letter of the law whilst complying with the spirit. And that's by the request of an entity that I think now likes the bill. And then we strike the word fax. If you go to line 19 in the code section, and then later on line 70, it says that the report is to be made by fax and email. And what we're doing is striking the word fax because some entities no longer maintain working fax machines, but additionally because of a case where this was being done via fax and the fax machine was right in the middle of the administrative office of the school building. So when a school employee was arrested, this personnel issue that the superintendent and principal wished to retain internally became something that was at the attention of everyone in the school. But we're really just bringing Virginia into the 21st century. Right now, again, it says fax and email. We're just striking fax and leaving email.
Are there any questions of the patron? Delegate Garrett, I do have one question, but unfortunately I do not have the language before me. But my basic question is, within notification of, I believe it is arrest or conviction, how do you define conviction? Is it after, has the appeal run? Is sentencing taken place? How do you define conviction?
I believe that this is just report of arrest, period.
I believe it reads or conviction.
19.2-83.1, report of arrest of school employees for every state.
The language that you are entering, counsel, if you would respond.
Madam Chair, this is in 19.2-299.3, which is the new language as to it relates to the probation officers. It's line 72 of the bill, and it does involve conviction. And I just, for the purposes of the law, a conviction is final either after the 10-day appeal period from the general district court or the juvenile court, or after 21 days of the circuit court. So it would, if somebody appealed from the district court to the circuit court, it is not considered a final conviction, but if somebody appeals from the circuit court to the Court of Appeals, it is considered a final conviction.
So the good news is that this doesn't change that either way. It leaves the law just as it is. This bill doesn't speak to that at all.
Check with, again, responding, counsel, when it was said that it doesn't change it in any way. In fact, on line 72, this bill adds or conviction, whereas under the underlying code, conviction is not a trigger for the other state to have informed and someone be under a 48-hour requirement to report.
I see what you're talking about, Madam Chair, and I apologize. You're correct. I'd welcome a motion to strike the word or conviction. That's not the intent. I don't know how it got there.
Hearing no motion, there is a motion, but then we need a second.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
That is actually already listed up in the where it says they shall report such arrest or conviction to the superintendent. That's on line 69. 60, I'm sorry, I'm reading
68 and 69.
68 and 69, which is the current language of that statute.
So it wouldn't change the law in any way, and it doesn't speak to that at all?
That is already in the statute.
Right.
Okay, so that we're still then now, I thank you, counsel, for your always invaluable assistance on this. So we're still then at the point that within 48 hours of notification is now the trigger, and the penalty for not doing so is?
There is no penalty, Madam Chair. This is a directive statute.
I'm sorry, would you repeat?
Sorry, there is no penalty. This is just a directive statute to the probation department.
What this bill does is removes the word fax, and other than that, it does nothing. We added upon notification because a law enforcement entity said, well, we might not be able to tell them within 48 hours if we don't know about it. So we were trying to placate the law enforcement community. What this bill does is change via fax and email to just via email.
Thank you. Is there anyone here to speak for the bill? If you would all stand up at the same time and come forward so I know the time. You have up to 2 minutes. Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of